Men Fair. All right. A capital is founded. So we need 1,500 people and at least one spacious apartment. We also need to build a small mastaba. YouTube thumbnail brain? Yeah. It's something that playing OpenFront has gotten me really, like, attached to is YouTube thumbnails. It is what it is, I suppose. Alright, let's go.
After a lengthy struggle, King Hor-Aha has managed to unite the twin kingdoms of Upper and Lower Egypt and proclaimed himself Pharaoh over all Egypt. As a sign of his absolute sovereignty and the establishment of this, the first dynasty of Egypt, Hor-Aha has ordered the founding of an imposing capital at Men-Nefer, from which he may govern this fledgling nation. Because of your family's many generations of faithful service,
Yeah, many generations
Pharaoh
of
has
faithful
chosen you
service.
to be the architect of this splendid city. Because the capital is the very symbol of our kingdom, its citizens must enjoy a quality of life heretofore unknown in this land. To this end, you will eventually need to trade with other cities in the realm and to provide a higher standard of education for at least some of your citizens. You must also build a sacred mastaba tomb for the city's nobles.
So, monument building is like the main draw of Pharaoh over like other city builders. So I'm curious to see how this is going to play out in the remake. The banks of the Nile. Begin by planning for areas of housing and industry. By now you know what people want. In addition to the basics of food and water. Don't forget the water. You must provide some houses with pottery, beer, entertainment, and access to religious service before you can think about the higher education and trade. From this tutorial and onward, now that you've learned how to play with recruiters, you can switch the global worker pool in the option. This allows every building connected to a road to have automatic access to workers. While this is a big change from the original Pharaoh, giving you the choice to make the game more accessible and more fun for everyone. I am not going to be dogging it. I'm going to continue with the recruiter system because I think that's fun. So this is a wild kind of map. This map is absolutely enormous. I think it's the same as the original. I don't know. I could be wrong. But as massive as this map is, like, the bottom quarter of it is, like, completely worthless. That was just always something that I noticed and found kind of funny in some of the Pharaoh maps is that, like, there's a lot of just not valuable land. But I think we're going to kind of just put, like, a string of housing. Well, I kind of want to go this way, though. I want to go this way, and I want to go this way. I'm going to put, like, a string of houses right here, and we're just going to build off of that. I think that's what our game plan is going to be. We need 1,500 people. That's a lot of people. How do I want to do this? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sure, why not? Alright, so we only have access to farms, so we need to get that going soon, so we can actually get a little bit of a harvest going before the season ends. We have chickpeas. I think that's another thing that kind of drew me to Pharaoh. There's a lot of, like, food variety. And even though, like, a lot of them you get in, like, kind of the same way, there's, like, different animations, different, like, visual styles for everything. And I always thought that was really cool. Thank you. I hate that. I'm actually hating this design. But, it's what we're doing, apparently. This is the life that I have chosen. I could go back, but I'm not going to. Alright. And we're going to not forget the water supply. We're going to put the water supply over here. There we go. So we have water, we have food, we have a nice little line of settlements to start with. Now, eventually, as far as expanding the town goes, we're probably going to expand this way. Move this roadblock as necessary, maybe move it to down here. And we'll go from there. How many? We have Osiris, Bast, and Ptah. Okay. Who's our patron god? Let's see. Ptah. Is that Ptah or is that Ta? Hold on. This is important.
Ptah.
Ptah? That doesn't sound right. Ptah is not from Greek, directly from Egyptian, so the P is coincidentally pronounced. So it is Ptah. Okay. Nice. So I was correct. Good to know. We're just going to shove these temples right in the people's faces. I'm sure they won't mind. They're desirable anyway, so it's all good. And there we have our basics. All of our essentials that we need outside of industry. We have our food, we have our water, we have our religion. That should get us up to the point where we'll need pottery, and we can go from there. But we're going to start with this. And I guess we could also put houses on the other side of the road if we need it. But right now our unemployment is at 47%. Probably don't need it at the moment. Actually, can our granary get our granary get manned, please? Game, please. Please man our game. Okay. I was a little bit worried about that we were going to lose our first harvest. That would have been, I don't want to say it'd be disastrous, because at this point, before you feed your population, like, they don't care. Like, the first couple of years of the game, your population don't really expect you to keep them taken care of. We are going to put some decorations down. As a ruler, it's important for you to know how the people feel about you. It's also important to be able to do something about it. If the people are angry, less people might come to your city. Immigration can even stop altogether. You don't want your city sentiment to go low. And at some point, people will leave the city. City sentiment can be checked with their chief overseer and is updated each month. Four main parameters of city sentiment are wages, taxes, unemployment, and slums. High taxes, wages, lower than the rest of the empire, unemployment over 10%, and too many huts, while your city hosts manors, will all have a negative impact on city sentiment. High taxes can be offset by high wages, and if taxes are low enough, unemployment might never be a problem. But be sure to balance everything properly or people will leave. I have been in situations, it's been years since I played this game. There have been times where I've been stuck in a situation where my city has been in a slump, and I have not been able to pull out of it because city sentiment was too low, nobody wanted to come into my city, and anytime there was like a minor disaster, a fire, a plague, what have you, speaking of, we need to put down physicians, we would just slowly lose people and my village would slowly die. So you don't want city sentiment to go down. Alright, let's drop a physician. We're going to pull this. Does this make sense? Whatever. I don't care. It's fine. It's totally fine. And we're going to put our firehouse and architect posts down there. So another thing that I want to do... Oh, it's not going to let me build... Okay. I was going to say, you want to start your... whatever monuments you have to build early so that you can get it done at a reasonable time. But the game's not going to let me do that. Okay. Alright, so we don't have any entertainment. I forgot about entertainment. Okay. Well, we're going to go down here to build our industry anyway. So we can just put a bandstand here. And then we could put a juggler school and a conservatory up here. And another thing we can do... Get out of here, people. Nobody wants you here. You can also put a village palace here. That'll help with unemployment. And make this area a little bit more desirable. Nice. I guess in the grand scheme, it probably would have been better to put the village palace over here, but it doesn't really matter. It's not a big deal. Okay. So we're to the point now where we're looking for pottery. We have plenty of money. So there's no reason we can't get that going. We'll just start with pottery. I'm not going to worry about anything else just yet. And I guess we're gonna build 3 clay pits and 4 potters. Oof, that shattering clay pot sound. Nice. And probably gonna want to put a firehouse and an architect's post down here too. Just because this is kind of like off on its own and the other ones are up here. So you want to make sure we have a lot of coverage with that. I think that makes sense. I guess time will tell, right? Okay. Ooh. I forgot. Ptah is our patron deity. So we actually need to build another temple to Ptah. Okay. Alright. That seems a little silly, but it's fine. We're fine. The nice thing about our industry, and the game doesn't really go over this, I don't think, but like when it comes to bazaars, so that's these things, right? The ones that distribute the goods, the bazaars. When it comes to them getting resources, they can go anywhere on the map to find it. So, in theory, if you had a bazaar all the way over here in the corner, as long as it had workers, obviously, they will walk the entire length of the map to get pottery, food, beer, whatever else they may need, and then walk it the whole way back. The only thing that'll stop them is if the resource they originally went to go for was no longer there. So, like, it seems like this is really, like, weird and congested, and it's going to cause problems later. What we can do is, if it gets too congested here, we can just build, like, over here. Or, like I was saying, we can, like, expand off of here. And even though they'll have to travel a little bit of a distance, they'll still be able to get the resources that they need. So that's pretty neat. That's pretty nice. But right now, we're kind of just waiting for our next harvest. And it should be very soon. What's the other thing we can build? Barley. Okay. So next year, we're probably going to want to start looking at getting farms going for barley. And then we can get beer. Because I think that's what we need for spacious apartments. I could be wrong about that. We have the entertainment. We have the physician. We may need a second physician, now that I think about it. Do we? No. No. This needs apothecary. Yes. 1 should be fine, right? I think so. I could be wrong about that, but I think 1 will be fine. I guess we'll see when malaria breaks out and everybody dies. All right. See, this is usually why I try to roadblock the path into the floodplain, because you get a lot of people that just kind of walk out there and die. It's not usually a big deal, but it could be problematic later on. Because I think,
I do my best to give the people what
like,
they
even
want.
though technically these people represent traders coming from the bazaar to sell to the houses, I don't think they actually have resources on them. I could be wrong about that. That might be worth testing out sometime. But I don't think the resources actually go away until they get to the houses, and then it gets transferred from the bazaar to the house. It's just this walker has to get to the houses. But they have plenty of food. They have a lot of food, actually. So as long as this trader goes the right way, which she won't do while we're looking at them. Wait. There we go. Yeah, so that's why the game suggests you don't put in a whole lot of crossroads, because your people will get lost and it'll take longer to distribute the goods. I don't really find it as that much of a problem, though, usually. It's only really a problem if you're in a hurry for some reason, like if you're making Twitch VODs or streaming. But other than that, if you're just like playing the game on your own, it's not that big of a deal. It just usually takes a little bit longer for you to get resources there. Yeah, so now we need beer. We're already at the beer stage. That's good. That's nice. I'll take it. So we'll go ahead and we'll build a couple of barley farms. How does our unemployment look? Nobody's... So we're short people, but we have a lot of people coming in. So I think... Yeah, I think our unemployment is a little bit deceptive right now. I think we're going to get a lot of people coming in, and I think that will give us a lot of unemployed people. So let's go ahead and we'll build a couple of potters. We actually need... Not potters. Breweries. We probably even need more than that. I know the farms can provide a lot of barley. But we'll see what happens. We're just going to do something like that for now. And we're going to go from there. I think we're doing pretty good. I don't necessarily know like what a bad way to do this is, but I think we're doing okay. Let's go ahead and plop down a tax collector, because again, if I have to pay my taxes, so do they. Now, I do know that tax collectors are undesirable, so I do want to put them kind of away from the housing a little bit. Yes, I know. You want employees. It's okay. There we go. Maybe the tax collector will wander into the floodplain and drown. Who knows? Nobody knows. It's a mystery. Okay. Now we're just kind of hanging out, waiting for barley, I think. Something that you'll see me using later on is work camps have a very set number of workers. They have 20 workers. If there's ever a situation, and they're super cheap. They're like 50 gold. If there's ever a situation where like unemployment spirals out of control or something, you're just gonna see me plop down a bunch of work camps and employ the populace. Especially because like workers help you with your monuments, and when you make bigger monuments, having more workers is good. We ran out of food there. Are we just out of food? We are. Okay. I was wondering if maybe it was a distribution issue. Like maybe they couldn't get there in time, but no, they're just out. Maybe I need to build a second market or a second granary. Yeah, I'm gonna do that real quick. That'll also be useful as we expand if we start building housing down here. It'll give us a closer place for the bazaars to pick up food. I don't want to leave any food laying out there. I don't want to leave any food on the table. And actually, I'm not against building another farm out here. Again, I would rather have way too much food than not enough food, so I'm happy with this. I am content. Alright, we have lots of pottery coming in. We will need more housing. Let's go ahead and throw down some more housing. 1, 2, 3. Probably not too long. We're going to open up this path. And then we're going to go from there. We're just going to try to keep our cities a little bit compact for now. We're probably going to need to build large, sprawling cities more later. But that's for later. For now, this is what we're doing. And interestingly enough, we didn't actually need that other bazaar. The granary. Okay, well, we might as well put another couple down for next year. Chickpea farms. Alright, and now we're going to be getting some beer going. And that should open up trade, if I remember this game properly. Could be wrong about that. No, we get beer, we upgrade these to spacious apartments, which should happen rather quickly, I think. I don't know, I'm just going to let the game play out. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just here. Oh, what's your problem? No more pottery, huh? I mean, there's plenty of pottery here. Maybe we are going to need a second bazaar. I mean, we're going to need another bazaar eventually anyway, right? So we might as well put another one in down here. This is going to be a little bit awkward because it's like going to make this slightly less desirable right in here, but I think that's okay. For the sake of more smooth access to some of these resources, I think that's acceptable. Especially as, again, once we remove this roadblock and start building houses down here, that bazaar will kind of cover this area a little bit more. I think that's a good idea. Okay, modest apartments. Okay, they need a courthouse. I didn't really factor in a courthouse when designing this city. I mean, I guess we could kind of put one there. This is a little scuffed. This is a little scuffed. There we go. Surprise, we have a courthouse. We should probably also put some police presence here. Crack down on that police state a little bit. There we go. Education. Now that you've built up the city somewhat, it's time to provide education with some citizens. Scribal schools cannot educate the people without papyrus to write on. Reed gatherers supply papyrus makers with the necessary raw materials. The papyrus is distributed directly to the city's educational facilities. Oh, yeah. Yeah, papyrus. Where are we going to put it, though? I guess we could just keep putting stuff down here. I mean, we might as well, right? Plop down a couple reed gatherers. Plop down a couple of papyrus makers. This feels a little scuffed, but it's okay. We're also going to set this to like 50% pottery and 50% papyrus. Because we're going to need probably the extra space for pottery because we're making a lot of pottery. I think that's fine. Yeah, so I remember these guys were kind of cool. These guys and the woodcutters. Because, like, these guys will go out and they'll, like, harvest the reeds. And then you'll see they'll cut them down. And then over time, it'll slowly regrow. I know that's, like... It's not impressive by today's standards, but, like, back in the day, this was, like, peak gameplay. Like, the fact that, like, it was a it's a non-renewable resource in the sense that, like, if you over-harvest it, your production will actually collapse a bit because it'll take way longer to replenish it. It's more of a problem with wood. If you recall the tutorial in the first map, or second map, I think, where it said you wanted to be careful with cutting down wood because you may need it. That's an allusion to later on when we get wood cutting and we'll have to cut down wood. And it'll regenerate, but it'll take time. And the more trees you cut down, the less wood you'll have, obviously. But I don't know, it's just really cool. It's really cool the way that works. So that gets us papyrus. That means we can build edumacation. Let's see. Where is it? There. Which will allow us to upgrade these houses even further. Yeah. And we can also make this area a little bit more Maybe I don't want to do that. We're running into a situation where money is going to be a bit of a problem. I think this is the map that I'm remembering. Like, you want to be a little bit careful with your finances because it's very easy to overextend and run out of money, and then you just kind of fall apart. Maybe. I could be wrong. I don't know. I probably am. It's been a long time since I played the original, so take whatever I say about it with a grain of salt. But we do have taxes, so that's good. Ooh, introducing trade. Yeah. But yeah, if you get to this map and you don't get to the point where you get trade and you just use all of your money, you could just run out. All right, now that you have managed to educate some of your people, you might want to generate additional revenue by selling any surplus papyrus you have to neighboring cities. You also want to import bricks from the Perwedget. That's the town that we built last time. That's another cool thing about this game is that, like, you can kind of, like, there's, like, a continuity behind it, and you can, like, see towns that you've built, and, like, you can't, like, go in and see how they progressed, but, like, they have a presence on the map. So yeah, this brings up something, I was going to mention it earlier. The world map shows the location of your own cities, as well as other cities in the world. Here you can pay to open up trade routes with any cities willing to trade. To set up a trade route, select open the trade route option. Okay. Excuse me. Once you set up a trade route, you'll need to instruct the overseer of commerce to which resources and commodities you wish to import or export. You can never import and export the same item at the same time. While you will have to import bricks, these can be quite costly, so you can offset this by selling any surplus papyrus you have. Let me back in. Yeah, so like this is something that I was a bit confused about when I was a kid. You'll hear the game refer to Upper and Lower Egypt a lot. And they were two kingdoms. They were two very early kingdoms along the Nile River Valley. And when I was a kid, I used to think that, like, this was Upper Egypt and this was Lower Egypt, just because, like, this is north and this is south. But this was actually Upper Egypt, and this was actually Lower Egypt. Because, yeah. Because, like, it's based on the Nile, right? This is upstream, and this is downstream. So this is upper, and this is lower. And that threw me off for the longest time until, like, I learned why it was the way it was. Alright, so I need to sell pottery. I can sell pottery to Perwedget. Or no. No, this is what they sell, this is what they buy. So I need to sell papyrus. Yeah. And then I need to buy bricks. I don't have a lot of money right now. I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, I'm gonna have to at some point. I might as well spend the money now. Why not? Okay. So now we need to instruct our overseer to export the papyrus. And we do that here. And we want to export when over... I usually try to do export when over 400. 400 is a very important number. Why is it an important number? Well, each square in the storage yard holds 400 resources. So this is 400 pottery. It's 400 pots, I guess we can call them. This is probably like 300 pots. So there's probably like 700 here. No, there's 800. I lied. It's both 400. But so like when there's something here, that's the only thing that can go in that square is more pottery. So you set it to like 400 because if you set it to 500 or 200 or whatever, you're still going to have stuff in those squares. So you might as well set it to 400. It's just the way it is. It's just easier that way. The other thing is that like each building requires 200 units. And a lot of times you're going to build these industries in groups of like 2 or 3 or 4 in this case. Usually for imports, I build in groups of 2. Like if I have to import, say clay, for example. Let's say we don't have these clay pits, we have to import clay. I import 400 units of clay and I build 2 potters. Because each potter can have 200 clay each. If you import 400, that fills it up. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I think it does. I don't know if it actually makes sense, but it makes sense to me. So we have all this pottery because I thought we were going to be able to export it, but apparently we don't have anybody who can export it too. That's unfortunate. Okay. We're still short on people. We require 83 additional workers. We may want to open this up. All right. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I guess. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put a roadblock here. Oh, I'm low on money. Ooh. Yeah, that could be a problem. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to wait until we sell some more papyrus before we build things. Because otherwise we're gonna run out of money. And I mean, I guess the Pharaoh will give us a loan. Like if we end up going broke, the Pharaoh will give us like $5,000 extra once. But I don't really want to rely on that unless I have to. So we're not going to do that. So we're just gonna kind of hang out and wait for the trader to come. Which, I mean, I'm probably not going to be able to see them, yeah? I'm looking for a dude with a donkey. I think it's usually 3 dudes with a donkey. I don't actually remember. But also, we are collecting taxes, right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not a lot of taxes, but we are collecting taxes. So we are, like, slowly making money. It's just not a lot of money. Oh. Is that it? Is it you?
That's my motto.
Yeah. It looks a little bit different, but yeah. So that's the merchant. And he's going to go to buy papyrus. That's this guy right here. Could definitely lose him in the chaos. So he bought... Not you. Not you. Hey. Yeah, so he bought 280 papyrus. It's not really a lot of papyrus. Oh, whatever. It gives us enough money to upgrade, to build some more stuff over here. Alright, let's build a water supply. A bazaar for food distribution. We're also going to build fire and collapse protection. An architect, yeah. And a bandstand. I usually try to go for the big ones because I don't really see a reason to build the little ones unless you have to for some reason. Because, like, the bandstand provides... Like, I could be mistaken with how this works, but the bandstand provides juggler stages as well, so there's no reason to not build the biggest one, in my opinion, unless there's something preventing you from doing that. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what would cause such a problem. Also, we now have a bunch of unemployed pops. Okay. Well, one thing that we could do is build a bunch of temples over here, which we're gonna have to do anyway. But that's only really a partial solution. I don't think these really employ a whole bunch of people, yeah. And that's only going to bring more people in, which is going to contribute to unemployment even more. So that's fun. Oh. There we go. That guy bought a bunch of papyrus.
Barely make back my costs. Our long and dangerous trip
Alright,
here
so
was
now...
the city won't trade.
I may save a little bit more money. I may wait for more papyrus to sell. Because it costs... how much does it cost to import bricks? 105? And we're gonna need a lot of bricks. So, yeah. I'm gonna want to save a little bit more money. I know I only have to import at least 800 before we could start working on it. Which I guess I could do. It's not a big deal. Let's see. We're gonna put a storage yard there. It's not a great place for a storage yard, but it's good enough. And that's literally just going to be for bricks. And then we are going to import to maintain 800. Unemployment is probably going to be a problem soon. That's okay. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We need 1,500 people anyway, so it's all good. But I think this will give us enough people. Maybe. Maybe it'll give us enough people. It'll be close. It'll be very close. Desirability problem? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What silly little statue do we want to use? Here, we'll use this guy, the Sprawly Boy. Actually, we could put our personal... ooh, settle down, game. We could put a personal mansion in here. Might be too far away from the road, though. Yeah. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. It's not like the personal mansion actually does something. Alright, construction guilds supply the skilled labor needed to erect monuments. The mastaba is made entirely of bricks and only requires bricklayers to build it. You can employ as many bricklayer guilds as your economy can support. But make sure you have enough bricks before being delivered to the construction to keep them busy. Okay. Peasant labor. Yes, peasant labor. Once there are some bricklayers awaiting supplies to the monument site, gangs of peasant laborers will begin hauling loads of bricks to them. Because these same laborers must also tend the fields of the floodplain, you may find that the work for the monument slows when the flood has receded and the peasants return to their fields. Okay. I mean, do we really need a road to this? I guess I could put a road in. It's not gonna hurt anything. Because what we can also do is we can put some guilds over here. We can put our bricklayer guilds. And we're gonna have to like put some gardens or something in here. Yeah. And we can also build a couple more work camps that provide peasant laborers. Yeah. And we can build our mastaba tomb. And we're just gonna stick it out here in the middle of nowhere where it's not going to be in the way. Actually, no, I lied. We're going to put it right here. That actually works really good. Yeah. You've reached the end of the tutorial. Yes! It's now up to you to finish Mendefer's mastaba. Make sure you balance your imports and exports so that your citizens have access to all the resources you need. In subsequent missions, until you reach Saqqara, you'll get information on... It's the end of the tutorial. 2.5 hours. Yeah! You'll get information on any new building, but there won't be anyone to hold your hand. If you forget something or need information on the subject, you can access the in-game guide on the left panel. You can also access it from any open window, for example. If you click on a building, you'll find a shortcut to access the guide and get additional info on it. If you're looking for information on ancient Egypt, there's also an in-game encyclopedia. Nice. Alright. Yeah, I put it there mostly for aesthetic reasons. You know. 2 hours and 30 minutes into the stream. That's not that bad. Anyway, we have plenty of workers. We have a fair amount of money. We may want to build more papyrus weavers. Because the more papyrus weavers we have... What are they called? Literally just papyrus makers. The more papyrus makers we have, the more papyrus we have. The more papyrus we have, the more we can sell. The more we can sell, and the more bricks we can import. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. let's go nuts. And we're going to just kind of hang out and watch this pyramid get built. And by pyramid, I mean a mastaba, because it's not a pyramid. Not yet. Actually, we probably want to build just like an exclusive storage yard up here for just papyrus. If we're going to go that hard on papyrus, we might as well have the infrastructure to hold that much, right? And we can also put a scribe school right there. Because this area over here, they're going to want, they're going to want a library or a scribe school too. So yeah, they're clearing the construction site. It's gonna take some time. We're still good. We're still doing okay. Okay. I really thought that those reeds were going to my new storage yard here. They were making me a little bit nervous. I thought I set something up wrong. Okay. Now we wait, chat. We're gonna wait for the pyramid. Hey, but it's already 25% complete. That's good. Alright, we're gonna finally see what this is like.
I have to go clear across this. I have to go clear across this.
Oh, well, that's not...
Goods.
Huh.
It'll take all day.
I mean, it works. It's not how it was done in the original game, though. In the original game, you would have, like, one dude go to the storage yard, and then they would just, like, spawn in, like, 10 buff guys to drag this massive slab of rock to the monument. But it works. It's functional. It's fine. I guess it's okay. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe it is because they're carrying bricks instead of giant, like, stone blocks that you'll get in later games. I don't know. Or later games, later missions. I guess it's fine. It's fine. It's not bothering me. It's not bothering me at all, chat. In the, like, video, like, when I post it online, I'll have, like, a screenshot of what it looked like in the original game. But, like, it's fine. It's okay. Alright, so now it's just about maintaining our city and not going broke, basically. So that's why I, like, maxed out on papyrus, because that's the only way we can make money. And we can probably start importing more bricks at this point. We could probably go up to, like, I mean, 3,200 is, like, a capped out storage yard, I think. I think that's the way it is. 4, 8, 12, 16. Yeah, it is. So we can just import as many as we need. Yeah. And then it's just a matter of building up the thing. So, do we have everything that we need for the objectives other than that? 1,500 population and a spacious apartment. Oh yeah, we're even above spacious apartment. We have common residences. Okay. Yeah, so that's the spacious apartments. I think we can fast forward here. I think we're good. I don't think the world's going to fall apart. Our unemployment is good. Our prosperity is good. We don't really need prosperity, though. Our finances are a little shaky, but it's okay. I don't think they're going to overbuy. Maybe they'll overbuy. Ooh, yeah, they did overbuy. It's fine. It's okay. Toasty Tana. Hello there for the past... Toasty for the past 25. Pharaoh's always been one of my favorite games of all time. I always enjoy seeing people play it. Yeah. It's always fun to play an old game, especially something like Pharaoh. There's a lot of fun here. It's a lot of game. But yeah, so what happened here was both traders entered the city at the same time, like this, and the one dropped off the bricks before the papyrus person did. It's all good. It's fine. We're good. Yeah, I had to take the $5,000 loan, but we didn't really need the $5,000 loan. So I'm okay with that. I'm content. All right, we can't build a courthouse here, though. Yeah, I could just plop one down right there. Yeah, fun story. Like, Pharaoh is one of the few video games that my mom will play. I know that's a bit weird to say, but, like, my mom's not really a gamer, but she loves Pharaoh. Pharaoh, Caesar 3, those kinds of games. She really enjoys them. And what is going on here? Excuse me. Are you not getting food? You're not getting food. Why are you not getting food? You love City Builders, you never played any of the Caesar games. I have mixed feelings about the Caesar games. Like, I enjoyed them. I don't enjoy them more than Pharaoh, though. Like, I played Caesar 3. It's alright. There's some cool mechanics with Caesar 3 that is cool, like, experimental things. I'm just gonna make sure there's enough food. I'm just gonna make sure there's enough food for my population. But yeah, I've been wanting to try some of the newer ones. Let me look up Impressions games, because they made a few city builders. Let's see, Emperor Rise of the Middle Kingdom, Zeus Master of Olympus. Those are games that came out after Pharaoh that I would like to play. Then Lords of the Realm 3. No. No. But yeah, maybe we'll get to that someday. We'll see how this goes. We'll see how my patience fares after Pharaoh, after building all of these pyramids, and seeing how long it takes me. All right, we are almost done now. We're at 62%. More than halfway there. Yeah, I think we had a big food shortage that I just kind of missed because I was fast-forwarding through time. Yeah, same. Like, I always come back to Pharaoh. I have a love-hate relationship with the monument building, and I think a lot of people do. I'm not the only person that feels that way. It's a lot of work. Oh, village noble, Lee! To satisfy citizens' needs, the city of Perwedget requests that you send 900 beer in 12 months. Helping them could bring us benefits later. Yeah, we'll do that. Absolutely. You should always try to help other cities when you can, because it will give you benefits later on, usually. Sometimes they're impossible to help. I think, like, assuming that Pharaoh A New Age does the same thing as the original Pharaoh, I think later on in either this chapter or the beginning of the next chapter, the Pyramid of Chaos mission needed 2 hours. Yeah, that sounds about right. But yeah, there's a mission where, like, super early on, you need to provide troops to a city that's under attack. And if you don't, they just stop being a trade partner. And it's really hard to get, like, the proper sized army out when they make that request. But, yeah, I don't remember at what point that is or if it's even in this game. I don't know. Everything seems pretty standard so far, so I assume that will probably be in this as well. Assuming we take that path. That's probably like the more war path. And when I say that... Yes, please, give me more bricks. So, because I helped Proedgit with the brick, or with the beer, they're giving us a bunch of free bricks. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, no, that's fine. Oh, and the Mastaba's finished. Excellent. Remakes handles the military differently. Yeah, I heard about that. It's okay. I don't think... I was speaking to somebody online on another Discord. I'm a little bit disappointed from what I hear about the way they changed the military in this game. But at the same time, like... I'll take, like, a smooth city builder without any problems over a jank military system that barely worked to begin with. Like, you don't play Pharaoh for the military, but you play it for building the settlements. Alright, so I should just need 1,500 people. And now that we've survived and got enough food, we should be able to get that quite soon. Maybe even with these people. No, I'm impatient. We're just gonna build a couple. We're just gonna build a couple more houses. We're just gonna build a couple more houses just to speed things along a little bit. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Congratulations. You have built a capital worthy both of the living and the dead. And by developing trade relations with other cities, you have introduced...
You remember
your
when
city
you started
to the
playing
world
way back
stage.
in the day, you never liked the military missions and would always avoid them, but after so long I became quite frustrated with the game and learned to enjoy them. I liked the military missions back in the day. I think a little bit more than the city building ones because they tended to have easier objectives. They tended to be a little bit on the easier side, where usually the hardest thing you had to do was build an obelisk or something. I think that was kind of why I tended to gravitate the other way, like towards the military things. I'm not quite sure. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to handle it. This, if I, which way I'm gonna go. Maybe I'll like flip a coin or something. All right, let's go ahead and keep governing. We're gonna get that screenshot. I think that'll be good. And then we'll go to the next mission.